All right, welcome back to the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Happy Canada Day here as we get ready to go. Day 4 getting underway with Australia and Poland. I'm Simon Shaskovsky. All of the call for you on this one. Getting us underway in the draw for Poland. It's going to be their captain, Daniel Gutnick, standing across from Adam Dredzian. In between the pipes all the way on the other side for Poland, Lucas Johnstone. Getting his debut in between the pipes here at World Juniors. On the other side, it's going to be Luca Bleu. He played in Australia's last game, went 0-1-0 with a 7.94 save percentage, 14 goals allowed, 7 goals allowed across 30 minutes, leading to a 14.0 goals against average, both centers. We'll move in here as we get ready to get day 4 underway. Face-off picked up by Poland. It'll get popped up in the air. Stolen back by Australia right off the jump. Down the right side, Narby. He'll take it in on the charge. Down the left side comes Dillon. He'll send it to Dredzian on the wing. Looking in, he'll fire. That goes off the backboards. Back up high off the roof. And they're going to blow this one down. They nearly didn't, it looked like. Poland will get it back and get a rush the other way. They'll decide to hold up. Salikin on the right side. Franz will pass this one right across. Ty Hansen up at the top, off the screen. Back over to Franz. He'll work his way in. First shot stopped by Bleu. Rebounds there for Gutnick. Back along the wall. Fresh shot clock for Poland. They'll reset at the top. That's with Luke Salikin working their way in. Gutnick fires this one on. Stopped by Bleu. Chloe's down the right side with it. Australia trying to get over half. That one's nearly swatted off his stick. Ty Hansen playing some tough defense. 10-second called on Australia. Poland gets it back. Sending it across the floor. Heavy hit. He'll go flying into the post. And it looks like they'll hand it back over to Australia. Some tough defense being played early. Both teams 0-2 so far through World Juniors. Trying to find their first win. This one fired on by Spivey. Will get picked right back up by Poland on the block. Curtis Martin heading back down the left side. Talon Ozachuk will hold up at center, handing it off to Daniel Gutnick straight off the bench. Gutnick down the left to Hansen. Trying to work down the left. Sending it across the floor. Picked right back up. They'll send it to Salikin on the wing. Looking for a cut with Hansen. Rebound was nearly there. Bleu able to get the stop. They'll say Poland took a step in the crease as well. He's going to load up, look deep, picked off by Poland. Maybe a chance the other way, right in front. Hansen fires it on right off the left post. Straight back out to an Australian defender. Hillsborough passing this one up to Narby. Up at center. Swatted wide. Hansen having to try and fight his way through that center area with Australia. Heading the other direction, 2-on-1. Passing it down the right. Missing the stick of Narby. It'll go back into the corner. Shots 2-2 after the first 2.5 minutes. Dredzian will pick up that pass. Narby up at half with it. Looking down the left side. He's going to walk in. Dredzian gets a shot in on Johnstone. Trying to head back the other way. Poland on the break. Ganch down the left side, has a teammate in front, fires that one just wide right of the post. Lucas Salikin on the pickup, walking down center. Good setup. Salikin goes high off the crossbar, back into the corner. Back up at the top. Lucas Salikin in front. Lalonde can't hold on. Trying to cut his way through traffic. Picked right back up. And taking it the other way is Australia. Trying to take it over half. They'll get their offense back on the floor. Sawamura passing this one right over to Tanabe. Up at the top. Fabian Hall. Spivey will fire. That'll end up getting shot off the backboards into the netting. Poland will get possession here in the offensive zone. Fresh shot clock for them. Tran with it. On the rush down the left side. Poland setting up in the corner. Gutnick down the right. He'll hand it off. Nathan Gutnick to the top. Working his way off a few screens. Hansen right in front. Bounce pass will go straight to the wall. Franz needing to fire with a second. Won't get anything off. Australia on the rush the other way. Stevens all alone down the left. Fires it on. Good stop, Johnstone. Rebounds there. He'll get the cover. Poland trying to look back the other way. Franz over half. About 4.5 minutes gone here. Shots 4-5, favoring Poland. On the left side, they'll try and set up. Back up to the top. Curtis Martin. Sending it across the floor. Lalonde on the right side. Blocked in front by Blue. They'll head back down the right side of the floor. Heavy hit right in front as Australia being given back the ball. They'll have it in the offensive zone. Fresh shot clock coming their way. Chinsky up at the top. Trying to head down the left. Narby. Dredgian. Back to Chinsky. Dillon setting a screen on the left side. Australia trying to set something up on the far side. Cross trying to hit the stick of John Narby. Back across. Spivey picking it up at the top. Needing to fire for Australia. Dredgian on the shot. That'll end up going wide and back around the boards. Fresh shot clock for Australia on the pickup. Dredgian hands it off back to Luca Dillon. On the left side, Narby winds up, fakes the shot, walks in, goes low. Won't beat Johnstone. This one's picked up by Poland. They'll head back the other way. Chase Richardson can't get the pickup. Gets the steal instead. Goes in, fires it high. Poland takes the lead. Chase Richardson gets his first of the World Juniors. And he just went right over top of the shoulder of Luca Bleu with a terrific shot. We'll get ready to go once again here. Poland took the opening draw. We'll see what happens here. Quickly pinned up high by Gutnick. Swatted back over the half line. Dredgian will get the pickup in his own zone. Australia winning the draw and taking it over half. This one's handed off. Tanabe on the left side. Over to Dredgian. Down the right hall. Puts this one on. Walking it back down the right. Poland trying to rush with it. Ganch in on the attack. They're going to slow up. Wait for some reinforcements as Ganch goes off. Ty Hansen on the left side. 3 goals on his tournament so far. He'll set it up at the top. Heavy hit right in front. Lalonde tries to send it down the right side. Franz at the top, winds up, fires it, blocked in front. Sent back to the corner. Picked back up by the captain, Higgins. Up at the top, Chloe's. Handing this one off to Luke Spivey. Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter here. Only goal scored so far by Poland. On the left side, setting up with Luca Dillon. Australia trying to respond. Going high. Johnstone with the stop. He's been good so far in his World Juniors debut. Up at the top. Passing this one over. Gutnick down the right to Salikin. Trying to head down the right. Salikin with it. They're going to end up giving this one back to Australia on the infraction, but with that, we'll head to a short break. You're watching the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Brooks, Alberta. All right, 7:28 to go in the first quarter here. Australia taking it over the half. Back at the top, Danaby. Jaregian. Back over to Hall, blocked in front by the Poland defense. It'll land back in the corner. 5-second shot clock. It's going to end up going back down the floor, over and back. Called on Australia. Back down low, McCauley. He'll wait for the Polish attack to get back out there. Jacoby Lalonde in the corner. Back up to the top. Missing that stick. It'll land back along the wall. Australia trying to get the pick up. Loose ball grabbed by Poland. Taking it back up high. Working their way inside. Nathan Gutnick trying to play the position game right in the slot. Jumps for it. Won't beat Blue. They'll land back in the corner. Taken back by Australia. Trying to get back over the half line. They'll rush down the right side. Knocked off that stick of Samira. Back up to the top, Chinsky. Heavy hit on the left side. We got a penalty coming up to Poland, as they'll be heading to the box for the first time today. Chinsky with it. Up to Jaregian. He's going to wind up, fires it just wide left, out of play. So we'll see what this penalty is going to end up being. Might be illegal body contact. Two minutes thrown up on the board. As going to sit for it is Coda Tram. Australia will get it at the top. Australia's power play so far sitting at 18.2% on the tournament. Something that Poland was working on in the warm-up was their penalty kill. They've struggled a little bit in that category so far here at World Juniors as Dylan sends it across the zone. We get a hand in the air. It's going to be a slash. Australia won't get to do much on that power play. We'll see John Narby heading to the box. We'll get some 4-on-4 for a minute 42. The official call on that first penalty is going to be a legal body check by Coda Tran. Slashing to John Narby. Nathan Gutnick cut straight down center. Will end up getting picked up. Daniel Gutnick can't hold on. Will end up getting picked back up by Australia. On the rush down the left side to Sean over half. Runs into a double team, nearly becoming a triple team. He'll end up just taking it back up to the top. Dylan going down the right. With it along the wall. Back down the left side. Dylan cross to Adam Jaregian. He's going to fake the shot. Takes it back up high. Missing just left. Dylan over top the net again. 3 seconds ago. Saw Mira. Needs to fire. Won't get a chance. Shot clock violation on Australia. They'll try and head down the left side of the floor. Setting up. McKinley passing it down the right. Back to Franz. Whistles this one on. Good stop. Trying to head the other way for Australia. They'll take it down the floor. Up at the top. Trying to push his way in is Tanabe. Poland trying to break out off the steal. On the rush here, that shot will land back in the corner. Long pass across the floor for Australia. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Australia still looking for their first score of this one. Poland took an early lead. And it was a goal from Chase Richardson, his first of the 2026 World Juniors so far. Up at the top, Fabian Hall, long shot, stopped by Johnstone, picked right back up by Ozachuk. He's going to try and head down the left side. Poland on the charge, they'll score. Nathan Gutnick cuts across the left side, takes it right in, gets his third of the World Juniors. And it's a nice one, able to move the larger goaltender in between the pipes. Gets to the outside well and sends it high. Daniel Gutnick in the draw across from Dredgian. Poland with a 2-goal lead now. Poland up at the top, trying to keep Australia to the outside. Dredgian. Spivey. Passing this one in, stopped by Narby. Heading back the other way, down the floor, up at the top. Tran will take it in. He's going to wait, find some help in Jake Hogg. Hogg making his debut at World Juniors here for Poland. Down the right side, puts this one on. Will bounce right out of play. Australia getting the ball back. Shot not colliding with the goaltender or the net. They'll head back down the floor. Chloe down the left side, facing some pressure from Poland. He'll get it across half, picked up by Tanabe on the attack. Back up to Fabian Hall. Hall to the corner, saw Amira. He's been dangerous. Back up to the top to Jinsky as they reset. Down the left side, Tanabe once again. Looks at a 2-on-1. Takes it back to the top, Jinsky, hand in the air. Australia heading to the power play. Spivey down the right. Back up to the top, Fabian Hall, long shot, stopped by Johnstone. It's going to be an illegal cross-check coming up on Poland. Another chance on the power play for Australia, who are now down by 2 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. As I mentioned earlier, Poland struggling a little bit on the penalty kill. Australia got less than 20 seconds in their first chance at the power play. Let's see if they can get a little bit more here, as Poland's penalty kill 33%, and they've faced some very tough teams early on in the U.S. and Haudenosaunee. As Hall puts this one on. So end up crossing back over half. Chance the other way for Poland. Rushing in after that ball is Chase Richardson. He's going to get the pick up and just walk this one back up to the top. Down the right side, Salikin. Poland trying to waste down the clock. 20 seconds to go. Nathan Gutnick directing traffic on the right side. He's going to hold up in front of the Australian bench. Coming out to challenge him is going to be Honeyfield. He's going to beat him on the right side, taking it in. Looks at an angle, fires it on. Short-handed goal for Poland. They'll move to 3-0. As that's 2 goals already for Nathan Gutnick in the first quarter. Matching his total walking into the night. Daniel Gutnick in the draw here. There's some confusion in front of the Polish bench, as looked like Eddie Franz was trying to get on the floor. Forgetting they were still in the box for another minute here. Stuck along the boards, trying to break this one in. Getting the pick up is Lucas Salikin. He'll walk his way across the right side. Dredgian. He's going to give Salikin a few whacks. Up at the top. Ganj with it. About 35 seconds to go. This one's blocked in front. Ganj will get the pickup again, swatting it back along the wall. Shot clock violation called on Poland. Exactly 30 seconds left on the power play. They'll get exactly 1 shot clock. We'll see what Australia can do with it. Fabian Hall at the top. Down the left side. Over to Luka Dillon. Dredgian on the corner. Up to the top, Dillon. Hall down the right. Finds Tanabe. They'll work their way back around again. Dillon. Over to Narby. Narby crosses the floor. Back to the left side. Dredgian inside. Hall goes high. Tanabe can't get the rebound. Narby to the top. Fires on Johnstone. Another good stop. Long pass for Poland. Straight out of the box. Trying to do something with it was Emmett Sewell. Couldn't hold on. It'll end up getting picked up by Narby. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Australia with a 20-second shot clock up at the top. Chinsky. Down the left. Cutting in is Narby. Back to the outside with Dillon. 10 seconds on their shot clock. Resets to Chinsky down the right. Back over to Spivey. Cutting his way in. He'll go low. Can't beat Johnstone. He'll go back out of play. Poland getting the ball back with 14 seconds to go. Or no, this is going to go to Australia. Shot clock's going to get turned off. Australia is going to get the last possession. They won't call for a timeout. Narby sets it up for Dillon. Cross half, 5 seconds to go. Wires it on. Johnstone turns it away off the glass and back down the floor. That'll do it for the first 15 minutes between Poland and Australia here at the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll be right back with you in just 2 minutes. All right, we're about to get back underway in the second quarter. Australia and Poland getting back to it here at the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Brooks, Alberta, to 3-0 for Poland after a very strong start. A shorthanded goal to their name. Got underway with an early one by Chase Richardson, followed up by 2 by Nathan Gutnick. Daniel Gutnick in the draw for Poland across from Dredgian. This will get kicked across the half line. Nearly swatted back in for Australia. And they are going to blow this one down. Poland will get it. I don't know what the call was on that one. I didn't quite see it. Could have been an over and back on Australia. That was going to be my guess, as Honeyfield gets the steal in the defensive zone, heads down the left side, 2-on-2 for Australia. They won't try and capitalize, as Franz lost his stick defending Honeyfield. Spinning with it at the top. Trying to work their way in down the left side. Back up high, Spivey. He's going to wait. Cutting his way in. Across the floor to Dillon. To the top, Tanabe. Sawamura. Fabian Hall will miss wide, as Sawamura won't get a chance on the rebound. Shot clock violation on Australia. They'll head down the right side. Nathan Gutnick calling for some help as he hands off this ball and goes off. Down the left side, that pass by Riley McKinley. Another player making their World Juniors debut today for Poland. Didn't play in their first 2 games. Long pass, finds Dillon on the fast break, spins off the first defender, all alone, walks in on Johnstone, goes high off the referee as well, and back down the floor. Lucas Johnstone has been terrific so far for Poland. A heavy hit up high, and it looks like we will be getting a penalty here, I believe. It's going to be Poland heading to the box. Chase Richardson going to take a seat, or no. They're also opening the Australian box, I believe. Or at least it looked like they were. It looks like it'll just be Poland in the box, as Australia starts with it down the left side. Jaregian sending it back up. Alshamari in the box for Poland. Dillon down the left side, wiring this one on. Narby trying to swat it. Will end up going back down the floor. Poland can't get the pick up along the wall. They're just going to send this one down. Back in the corner, all alone off the backboards. They're going to walk in. Sends it on. Good stop on Daniel Gutnick. Narby with the pickup along the wall. Heading the other way, we'll see Australia setting up. About a minute to go in the penalty to Alshamari. Hall. Dillon at the top, down the left side. Dillon and Narby swap sides, going down the left to Jaregian. Screen set for Fabian Hall, who cuts across the center. Fresh shot clock for Australia. 40 seconds to go on the power play, about 25 to go on the shot clock. Across the floor, Fabian Hall. Sending it right back to Jaregian. Cuts this one on Johnstone. He'll dive on top of it. Poland going the other way, short-handed, able to waste down the vast majority of what's left on this penalty kill. Their penalty killing looking much improved here today against Australia. Lucas Salikin at the top. He'll send it back to the corner. Across the floor again. That'll get blocked on the shot by Ty Hansen. Picking it up once again across on the wall is Salikin. Flying this one into the netting with 2 seconds to go. Australia taking it back down the floor. Out comes Alshamari. They'll go down the left side. Sawamura. He's going to take a few whacks and try and head down the right side. Gutnick already has 2 goals. Working his way to the top. Screen by Lalonde. Gutnick down the left, back behind the goal. 15 seconds. Lalonde back at the top. Screen by Nathan Gutnick. Inside. Cuts his way in. That'll end up being put on. Poland with a fresh shot clock on the pickup. Hansen back to the top. Finds Jake Hogg. Back up high. Down the right, Lalonde. Works his way in. Dives for it. Goes low. He'll score. Lalonde gets number 4. Blah. It looked like he might have jumped on top of him after the goal there. As we'll get a replay of that one. And it's a heck of a dive by Lalonde, able to stay out of the crease on it as well. Getting plenty of distance. Poland goes up by 4. We'll see if Australia ends up getting a penalty for the play after the hit. Jack Higgins and Daniel Gutnick talking about it with the referees. Doesn't look like anything's going to come from it, I don't believe, as we'll just get back underway. 10:53 to go in the second quarter. Poland getting the first. Daniel Gutnick in the draw, cross from Jaregian. This will get kicked back into the Polish zone. Picked up by Australia. It'll roll back to the corner. Dillon with the pickup. Fresh 30 seconds for Australia. Back up to the top. Spivey deciding to walk this one back down the right. Looking for options. Has Tanabe right in front. Goes low. Johnstone. Another stop. Jaregian. Fires it on. Picked up. And taken away by Daniel Gutnick. Had a few options deep. Decided to walk it over himself. Gutnick. Cross to Lucas Salikin. Up at the top. That'll be picked up by Jake Hogg and taken to the corner. Hogg trying to push his way through traffic. Goes by 3 defenders. Goes high. Can't beat the goaltender. Back to the top. Salikin resets. On the right side, Eddie Franz. Takes it back up high. Fires it on. Rebounds there. Gutnick tried to go for the putback. He got taken out midair. And it looks like it's going to be given back to Poland. Nathan Gutnick seemed to be convinced that Australia would be getting the ball, already heading off to the bench. He heads back out there on the attack. Down the right side, Salikin. In front. Jake Hogg. Up to Nathan Gutnick once again. Looking for options at the top. Salikin. Back down the right. Won't hold on. Might have had a lane. Australia starting their breakout. Right along the near boards. Taking it over the half line. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Honeyfield. John Narby with it. Sawamura. Across the floor. Chinsky to Fabian Hall. Sawamura with it now. Back on the left side. Narby. That one a good stop by the Polish goaltender. We're going to get a cross-checking penalty coming up. Looks like Poland's heading back to the box. They'll have to kill one more. Poland taking the vast majority of the penalties so far. This is going to be their 4th of the game to Australia's 1. It'll be their first cross-checking, or excuse me, their second cross-checking penalty. Emmett Seawall had one right at the end of the first quarter. Dillon will take it from half with Australia. Poland, 3 for 3 on their penalty kills. Hall down the right. Back up to the top with Dillon. They'll work their way down the left side of the arc before sending it back to the top to Dillon. Down the right with Hall. This one put on. Johnstone, another stop. That's his 20th save of the game already. And Daniel Gutnick down the right side. Screen set up high. As it's handed off. Lalonde down the right. Back in the corner. Behind the goal they go. Lalonde goes for the dive. The wraparound won't go. Shot clock on Poland. Deshawn back down the left side. Minute left on Australia's power play. They'll get their offense back out there. 20-second shot clock. Narby on the left side. Australia slow to get their offense fully on the floor, but it's out there now with about 10 seconds to go. Tanabe down the right, back to Fabian Hall. Tanabe, Narby, back to Tanabe, back to the right, needs the fire. Spivey runs out of clock. Poland will get it back, but not until the end of this timeout. 7:13 to go in the second quarter. You're watching the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Brooks, Alberta. Poland starting with it on their own side. Salikin down the left. He'll take this one in on the attack. As they try and set something up here. Nathan Gutnick. Spinning off his one defender, walks into a double team, puts it on goal regardless. It'll sail back out. Shot clock called on Poland. 5 seconds to go on their penalty kill. As Australia sets up at the top, Canny hands it off to Jaregian. Out of the box comes Curtis Martin. That's another successful penalty kill for Poland. A weak spot quickly becoming a strength here against Australia. Spivey, inside Fabian Hall, goes high. John Stone, another good stop from him. Down the floor, blocked on the right side, taking a whack is Coda Tran. Back behind the goal, Eddie Franz. Waiting up, Gutnick, down the left side to Ty Hansen. Back with Franz again, cutting in, he'll go low. Not able to beat him. That was Chase Richardson on the charge, straight down center. Down the left side. Shinsky. Back up with Zawmira. He'll head down the left, sending it over to Tanabe. Tanabe to the top. Narby back to Tanabe. Off the screen from Jaregian, down the right, back to Zawmira. Cutting in on the shot was Aston Chinsky. Johnston able to send that one down the right side for Poland. Thought about the fast break. He'll take it down the right. Al-Shamari hands it off, heads off for a change. Back up at the top. Cutting it, sending it across the floor, missing that stick. McKinley will pick it up along the wall. He'll get a screen, taking it back to the top. And shot clock violation called on Poland. Australia now. That's going to get turned over, but quickly picked up by Blue. Before being awarded back to Poland. We're going to take it up at the top. Coda Tran sends it down the right side of the floor. Up to Daniel Gutnick. Cross to Nathan Gutnick, who's going to work his way through. And it looks like we're going to see a penalty coming up here. They're going to be taking both of them. Poland and Australia both heading to the boxes. It's going to be Ty Hansen sitting for Poland for two. It's going to be a slash and an unsportsmanlike. I believe the slash is to Ty Hansen, unsportsmanlike, going over to Blake Billsborough. I'll get you the official calls on that one once they come through. Dillon up at the top. He'll take this one in. 4-on-4. Australia with the ball on the outside. Back to the top. Fabian Hall. Working with it on the outside now. Trying to set up. Spivey sets up. Hall on the right side. He'll fire. He'll score. Australia gets their first of the first half. And it took a little bit of time to beat Lucas Johnstone. But it's a blast by Fabian Hall on the right side. Good setup by Spivey to find him all alone, beating him 5-hole. Turned out all Australia needed was a little bit of 4-on-4. As we're still waiting for something along the box here. They're still trying to iron something out. Maybe some confusion on the previous penalties. Looks like they've got it figured out now. But they still haven't put up on the website what the exact calls are to Billsborough and Hansen. And there you go. Billsborough in the box for slashing. Ty Hansen will get the unsportsmanlike conduct. I think I had it the other way around originally. As Dredjian will win the draw. He'll roll back along the boards. Poland gets the pick up along the wall. Bounces off the back of a defender. Picked back up by Narby. He'll head down the left. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. 4-1, favoring Poland. Stolen back by Australia on the breakout attempt by Poland. Narby, some tough defense. Able to push through Daniel Gutnick. Back up to the top. Fabian Hall looks for another. Johnstone stops that one this time. Back up to the top. Dredjian walks in, fires it high. Looks like Australia's heading to the power play. And it looks like Daniel Gutnick is going to be heading to the penalty box here, joining Ty Hansen. It's going to be a hold. He'll get 2 minutes. And I believe we'll get some 4-on-3. Australia starting with it up on the top. Poland forming a triangle in the defensive zone. Australia starts to squeeze down the left side. Dredjian puts this one on. He'll get it right back on the rebound. Pushing Dillon back up to the top. Down the right, drawing two defenders, firing it on Fabian Hall. Narby trying to get the pick up. It'll roll back between the legs of Coda Tran, who gets it. Dredjian trying to push him out. Tran can't hold on. Dredjian able to knock it off his stick. Coming through on the attack. Cooper Ganch gets the steal for Poland shorthanded. He's going to take it towards the goal. Looking for a dive. Behind the back shot. It was a beauty, but he could not beat Blue. Narby back down the right side. Sawmura trying to send it back to Narby. He'll miss on the pass as it's redirected and sent back down the floor. 55 seconds to go left in the Australian power play. As that's going to be redirected off the goaltender and sent out of play. Australia will get it back. Fresh shot clock. 45 seconds to go. Dillon at the top. Little over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Australia looking to come back after a strong start by Poland that saw them score 4 straight. In the corner on the right side, back up to Dillon at the top. Blocked in front and turned away. That looked painful. Eddie Franz putting his body on the line. That one goes down the left side. Picked right back up and heading down the right. Cooper Ganch over the half line. Has an option on the far side of the floor, and Salikin won't take it. He's going to hold on. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Poland gets it back on the top. And they've gone 5 for 5 on the penalty kill to start this one off. This one put on. Blue on the stop. Long pass, and that'll hit the Jumbotron. Poland getting it back. Franz wants the ball on the far side. Lalonde won't send it to him. Back down the right side. Up to the top. Ty Hansen. Franz once again. Back across the floor. This one whistled on. Jumping on top of it for Australia. Honeyfield. He's going to look for options. Misses the pass. 3-on-2 setting up for Poland. Gutnick goes low. He'll score. He'll get the first half hat trick. 5-1 Poland. Fifth of the tournament for Nathan Gutnick, as he has been lethal. With 48 seconds to go here in the first half, Poland will take a lead. Australia winning the draw. Narby taking it in, trying to avoid an over and back. They'll send it in to Spivey. Fabian Hall walks in down the left side. Dylan all alone, misses just a touch of that left post. We'll get a hand in the air. Poland once again heading to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking is going to be coming up. Al Shamari will go to set his second penalty of the day. And I feel like I've been bringing it up just about every time Australia's gotten a power play, but it's hard not to looking at the stats, as Poland 5 for 5 so far. See if they keep their streak going or if Australia can finally crack the code, as Hall back up to the top with Dylan down the left side. They'll set it up, firing it on straight down center street off of 2 screens by Hall and Narby. Long pass. Putting that one high on blue. Picked right back up by Dylan. Crossing half is Australia, and that will do it. The first half is come and gone. 30 minutes still left to go between Australia and Poland. 5-1. Your score so far, and it has certainly been a good one to get us underway here at day 4 of the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll head to a 10-minute halftime. Make sure to come back in just a little bit. All right, welcome back. We're about to get underway here for the second half between Australia and Poland. 5-1. After a strong start from Poland, Australia starting to build back in that second quarter. We'll see what changes in the final 30. Poland off the opening draw. Chase Richardson in the corner, sending it back up to the top. Nathan Gutnick. He'll slowly work his way across the floor. Still a minute to go on the penalty kill here for Poland. Nathan Gutnick fires that one wide and down the right side. Picked up by Eddie Franz at the top. Shot clock about to go off for Poland. They'll end up heading back down the right side. Tanabe up at the top. Rushing down the right. This one turned away by the Polish goaltender, John Stone. John Stone so far has managed to get in front of 30 of 31 of Australia's shots. Dillon down the right side, Fabian Hall. Back to the corner, Tanabe, back to Hall again. Back around the arc. Setting it up for Dillon. Two screens, we've seen this play out Australia already as Hall not able to hold on the right side, 2 seconds to go. Tanabe puts it on Johnstone. Able to redirect it to the corner and get the pickup. He's going to send it down the left side. Poland working out of their zone. Up at the top. On the right side. Salikin. They're going to end up firing this one on. Turned away. But Poland holding on. Getting a fresh shot clock up at the top. Walking through the lane. Knocked off the stick of Jake Hogg. Firing this one was Riley McKinley. Turned away by the Australian goaltender Blue once again. Both teams getting a few nice chances to start the second half here. Just 2 minutes gone. Fabian Hall up at the top for Australia. Trying to head down the left side. Luke Spivey. Across the floor. That'll end up being put on by Jaregian as they try and head back the other way. We're going to see an infraction called on Poland, not like in one of the screens. Spivey down the right side for Australia, trying to set something up quick. He's going to take it on. Johnstone getting the stop, redirected to the corner. He'll end up stuck in Johnstone's equipment, I believe. He'll get the pickup with the help of his defense. Heading back the other way, Poland. Wyatt Bauer over the half line. Down the right, Salikin. Up at the top with it. Ty Hansen. Taking a few whacks along the wing. Jacoby Lalonde cutting his way through. Goes low. It'll go. Poland finds number 6 on a shot that just barely snuck by Deshawn, who's in between the pipes for Australia now. Looks like he jumped in for the second half with Bleu now standing on that Australian bench. I didn't quite notice that right off the jump, as Lucas Deshawn played in 30 minutes of the World Juniors prior to this one, picking up a loss with an .862 save percentage. Allowed 9 goals in the half he did get into play. If I remember right, I believe it was against the U.S. Up at the top. This will get handed off as they try and head down the left side. Sending this one into the corner, Riley McKinley. He'll get a screen from Hogg, sending it up to Franz. Franz missing the pass. Salikin on the right side. Gutnick, only one man to beat in Tanabe, goes low as he'll take a step in the crease on the rebound attempt. Tanabe down the right side. Might have a fast break chance here. Fires that one way high. Slipped out of the stick a little too early. So we'll see Poland start to break out, heading down the left side. Gutnick. He's going to wait at the half line. Sending this one over to Eddie Franz. Down the left side, Ty Hansen. That's going to be a shot from Franz as Daniel Gutnick is going at it in the corner with Chloe's. He's going to get the last laugh, sending him across the crease. But it looks like both players will be heading to the box here. Some confusion on the Australian side. Daniel Gutnick appears to have accepted his fate. He knows what he did. Jackson Chloe's takes a seat as well. Both players assumingly in for two. That's what they're throwing up on the board. As we'll see what the call ends up being. One could assume it's going to be a rough, but we'll see what the official call ends up being. More than likely, we'll move to some 4-on-4. Chloe's booked for roughing officially. As you can see there, Deshawn meeting at center with Coda Tran. It looks like both representatives getting their answers. And it would appear that it's going to be 4-on-4 if I saw those hand signals right. So we'll get ready to go at center. Australia will get the start. Last time we were at 4-on-4, we did see a goal from Australia, with their only one coming with two less players on the floor. We'll see if they can find such luck again. And it looks like Daniel Gutnick is going to be in the box for 4 minutes, as that'll change things up a little bit. Australia and Poland. And it looks like Australia will be sending out a fifth player. So it's going to be 5-on-4. The penalty's corrected. And it looks like what my assumption would be here is we're going to see 2 penalties called to Gutnick, as joining him in the box will be one of his teammates. I can't quite see the number from here. Gutnick getting a double minor. As they continue to talk this one over, sitting in the box with Gutnick is going to be number 16 for Poland.
Penalty to Australia, number 10, Jackson Place, 2 minutes for roughing. Poland, Daniel Gutnick.
Dylan down the left side. Back up to the top. Screen set by Hall. Can't get it on the return pass, so they'll head back down the right. Picking this one up back behind the goal. Johnstone setting the screen. It'll be passed down the right side. Finding Chase Richardson up high. Spinning off the defender. Richardson in the corner, resetting with Poland. They'll send it to the top. Down the right side, Hogg. Salikin with it now. Hogg trying to send this one around the left side. A minute to go on the power play for Australia. Hogg down the left. Wires this one on. It'll go loose and off the boards. Canny getting the pickup for Australia, taking a hit right in front of his own bench. He'll end up juking out Hogg, but losing the ball in the process. Kicked over half by Chloe's. A little bit of frustration showing there, as Poland will head back into the corner to get it. 9:30 to go in the third quarter. 40 seconds to go on the Australian power play. The penalty kill has been real good so far. Back up to the top again, down the left side. Poland sending it across the zone. Down low, Lalonde pushing his way through. Back to the corner again. He'll just pop this one into the air. Out of play on Poland. Australia heading back the other way. Little under 10 seconds to go on their power play. Spivey into the corner. Fires this one on. Picked up by Poland once again. Johnstone down the left side. That one caught. Ozachuk sends a long pass up to the half line. Wyatt Bauer with the pickup. We're back at even strength as Poland gets their full offense on the floor. Salikin on the right side, cross. Inside, Salikin cuts down the right. Getting it back across and picked up by Lalonde. And they're just going to sail this one into the netting for a second time in a row. Shot clock called on Poland. Deshawn, a long pass to the half line, picked up by Honeyfield. Down the right side, Australia. Setting up along the boards. Shinsky. Up to the top, Tanabe. Up high, Shinsky again. Down the left side, Tanabe. Blocked in front, rolls in on Johnstone. Handing this one right off to Curtis Martin. Martin over the half line. Has McKinley to his left. Sending it down the right side to Salikin. Back over to the wing. Salikin cuts, he's all alone. Fires it high and scores. Poland with a 7th. They'll go up by 6. And it was a nice charge down the right for Salikin, who was able to outrun that defender. And it does look like we're going to head to our media break here with that's a timeout called by Australia. So we won't head to our media break quite yet. 7:30 still left to go in the third quarter. Shots tied at 35. That might be the most impressive stat to come out of this game so far. Johnstone has stopped 34 of 35 of Australia's shots so far. Having a very impressive debut at the World Juniors. In Poland's first 2 games, it was Drew Armstrong in between the pipes, as he played a very solid 2 games for them, especially in that first performance against Haudenosaunee back on day 1. And it looks like we're getting back underway here. 7:30 to go. Both centers will meet at the top. Daniel Gutnick will be right across from John Narby. Face-off picked up by Nathan Gutnick. And he's going to end up not being called on the over and back, as I definitely spotted that one. Australia got the ball regardless, as the cross-check called, I believe, on Australia here. They'll be heading to the box. Poland getting only their second power play of the game so far. Australia has done a really good job all tournament long staying out of the box. Their penalty kill sitting at 81.8%, which is rather impressive when you look at who they've faced, with their first 2 games being against the U.S. and Canada. Back into the corner. To the top, Hansen. Gutnick. Across the floor, Hansen again. Fires it high. Ty Hansen gets the power play goal for Poland. And it's a blast from up high. Able to pick the corner. And that's back-to-back quick goals for Poland here in the third quarter as they continue to pile on to their lead. Jaregian picked up by Narby at half. Down the left side. Knocked into the corner.
Time of the goal, 8 minutes, 1 second in the third.
Taking it across the half line. Nathan Gutnick waits for a screen. Gets sent down the right side. Gutnick cross to McKinley. He's going to pass it back over. Gutnick off the screen by Lalonde. Gets the shot in on Deshawn. Stopped by the Australian goaltender. It'll go down the right side. Caney with it up high. Setting up Fabian Hall. Hall sets the screen, fired on, and turned away as that saw Mura on the attempt. Poland gets the pick up, heading the other way. So land with Curtis Martin. Martin back up to the top. Resetting with the captain for Poland. He'll head down the right. Salikin now. Salikin will wait for a screen from Gutnick, who looked like he got tied up with Deshawn on the defensive side. That shot fired on. Bit of a slower curveball coming off the stick of Jake Hogg. Gets Poland's 9th. And it looks like his stick might have collided with a defensive stick for Australia. That was Ryan Mulcahy up high. Slowing down the shot of Haig, but not able to stop it. Just sneaking over top of that shoulder of Deshawn. Picked up by Daniel Gutnick. Stolen back by Poland after Australia nearly got it off the draw. Down the left side. And they're going to get called on a 10-second, I believe, for Poland. Australia getting the pickup in their own zone. 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Hall on the right side. Spivey sends it across the floor. Back across again. Spivey down center. Fires it wide. Back along the wall. They'll put it on one more time. 5-second shot clock for Australia. Across the floor. Hall again. Missing on that shot. Fabian Hall only a few inches away from Australia's second. Looking awfully similar to their first goal. Poland will get it in the offensive zone. Back up high on the left side. They'll reset. Salikin down the left to Hansen. Cutting is Nathan Gutnick. He couldn't hold on through traffic. Salikin back to Hansen. That one fired high. Deshawn makes the initial stop. Stolen back by Franz. Salikin down the left. Australia makes a poorly timed change. Setting up that nice rush in, I believe, by Salikin on that shot. They'll head back down the right. Caney at the top. Takes a whack from Nathan Gutnick. He couldn't get out. And Poland will get the ball back off the effort from Nathan Gutnick on the forecheck. That jump shot won't go off the stick of Ty Hansen. Heading back the other direction. At the top, Australia. Jackson Chloes hands this one off. Chinsky. 20-second shot clock for Australia. Penalty coming up to Poland here. Spivey down the left side. Missing on that shot and will land back off the boards with Johnstone. Poland once again will head to the penalty box. And we're just going to have to wait and see what the official call will be here. 2 minutes cross-checking. I believe that's Chase Richardson heading to the box for Poland. Richardson had the first goal of the game for Poland. Australia setting up their power play. They've still yet to beat the penalty kill of Poland. On the right side. Walking it to the top, down the left side. They'll fire it on over the shoulder of Johnstone and back down the floor. They'll go back, just barely holding it on the right side of half, is Luka Dillon. Into the corner. Now down the right, back down low. To the top, Fabian Hall. Back around the zone to Luka Dillon. Dillon fires it high. That'll go flying out of play. Poland getting the ball back, heading the other direction with 70 seconds to go on their penalty kill as we have another penalty coming up. Lucas Salikin taking a trip to the Australian bench here, as he's not exactly getting a warm welcome. He got a few head pats and a fist bump. There you go. It looks like Fabian Hall's going to be heading to the box. The referee is not liking that he brought his friend over. I'm not too sure what the call on that would be. Maybe unsportsmanlike. We'll see what they decide to do with it. Even the coach on the ref is on the bench, excuse me, is putting his shoulders up in the air. Not exactly sure what to say about that whole situation. I can't say I've seen that before in lacrosse or hockey. Normally, players stay out of each other's boxes unless sent in by an opponent. And usually when they do get sent in, it's not through the door. Australia. This will get dumped down the left side. Caught right in front. Heading back down the floor with it. And we may be getting another penalty here. I believe it's an illegal substitution if I'm seeing this right. Australia heading to the box again. Or no, it's going to be Poland on the illegal substitution call. Australia getting some time on the 4-on-3. Plenty of penalties so far in this one. Spivey missing the stick of Sawamura. Handed back over to Poland. It's going to be too many men given to Poland here. Not a legal substitution. This one up at the top, Nathan Gutnick. Lucas Salikin down the right side. He's got quite a few points here today. I believe he's up to 5 total, with 4 of them being assists. Up at the top, Ty Hansen working off Mulcahy. Fires it low. Good stop by Deshawn. And that'll do it for the power play for Australia. 50 seconds of 4-on-4 coming up before we see a Poland power play. Chinsky at the top. About 1:20 to go in the third quarter. 9-1 for Poland. And this will get shot back along the boards. Dillon down the left. Shot clock called on Australia. Handed back over to Poland. Heading back down the floor again here. Down the left side with it now. Up at the top. Jacoby Lalonde. They'll cut their way through the lane. Goes low. Took a step in the crease. Ref didn't like it. Australia trying to head back the other direction. Is fired on by Australia. Poland setting up high. That'll end up being the buzzer for the third quarter. 9-1, favoring Poland after 45 minutes. 15 minutes still left to go. You're watching the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. All right, welcome back. 15 minutes still left to go between Poland and Australia here at the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Brooks, Alberta. And it has been a real good one so far. Poland with plenty of offense, and the goaltending's been terrific so far as well. We've seen Johnstone really shut the door for Poland in between the pipes so far. He's managed to stop 38 of 39 through 45 minutes. Back on the right side. Spivey taking it back behind the net for Australia. Trying to do something on their first possession of the fourth quarter. Good stop by Johnstone. Australia slow to get back on defense. Down the left side, Hansen right in front. Kutnik goes high. Won't get his fourth there. It'll bounce back out. Gets the pickup for Poland, and this is going to be given back to Australia. Down the left side, Honeyfield. Fabian Hall up at the top. Going across the floor, Tanabe. Cross to Hall once again, down the right. Chinsky. Tanabe. Back over to Narby. On the right side, Fabian Hall asks for a screen from Chinsky. Fires this one hard and wide. He'll get a fresh shot clock off the shoulder of Johnstone. Back up to the top, Fabian Hall. He's going to walk in, fires another one on. And it looks like Poland's going to be heading to the box one more time here. We'll get another look at this Australian power play. Jackson Rusnak heading to the box for Poland. Didn't play in their first two games. Dillon down the left. Back up to the top. Dillon down the right. Hall to the corner, Tanabe. They'll work their way around the arc. Dillon back down the left side. Narby. Narby goes down the right, setting the screen in front. Hall rebounds there. It'll roll all the way across the zone. Narby tried to get the pick up. He had a foot in the crease when he did it. Poland will head back the other way. Passing this one up the floor. Coda Tran taking it down the right. Ganch over half. He'll go for a run with it on the left side. He'll outrun a few Australian defenders. He's going to go all the way around. Goes for the wraparound. Won't get it. Lands back behind the goal. Australian captain picking it up as Jack Higgins takes it over the half line. On the left side, Dylan. He's going to hold up at the top. On the right side with it now. Hall to Narby. Into the corner. Deregian to Dylan. He's going to walk in off the screen, fires it high and off the shoulder and out. Australia will get the ball back. 50 seconds to go on their power play. Dylan. Cross over to Hall again. Down the left side. Narby sets the screen for Dylan. Down the right, Hall. Walks in, fires it off the shoulder and into the corner. Picked up by Deregian again. Up to Narby. To the top, Dylan. Hall. Dylan again. Narby to the corner. Australia shrinking the box. Dylan down the left. Fake screen by Narby. Sets it up for Hall in front. Behind the back. Shot goes straight into the chest of Johnstone. Heading back down the floor once again. Gutnick at the top. About 10 seconds to go on the power play. Caught by Stevens for Australia in the defensive zone. He's going to put his head down and just go for a run with it. Couldn't get too far as he was stripped to the ball. Ty Hansen looking up high. Eddie Franz down the right. Back to even strength. Poland stays at 100% on the penalty kill on the game. This will get picked up, shot high, and being knocked down there on the charge through the center was Salikin. Taking it back over half. Chloe's on the right side. Heading down the left. Salikin. Deregian. Deregian setting the screen. It'll go back to the top. Chinsky. Hall. He'll wait for a screen. Taking his sweet time. 10-second shot clock. Deregian back to the top. Down the right side. Spivey on the shot. That'll bounce off a defender. Going back off the wall. Picked up by Hall and shot on. Shot clock violation on Australia after the miss. 11 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Poland running away with it. They'll head down the left. Back in the corner. Trying to work their way around the zone. McKinley, long shot, turned away. Picked up down low by Eddie Franz. Across the zone, McKinley cuts in, bounced up. Glove stop there. So that's turned away by Deshawn. Having to swat it out of the way with the mitt. That'll bounce down the floor. Nearly a shot on goal by the goaltender. Sawamura going to pick it up in the corner. Another power play coming up for Australia. Poland fighting for it along the boards. Not able to get the pick up. Australia gets it back. 20-second shot clock for them. Deregian at the top. Off the screen, Spivey. Bouncing this one wide. Hall gets the pick up. Across the zone, 10-second shot clock. Back on the right. Hall. This one fired on, stopped by Johnstone. We'll finally get a whistle here. Poland heading back to the box. It's off a heavy hit. At least it would appear to be from that as we get another look at it. Sitting is Jacoby Lalonde, 2 minutes. That's how long he'll spend. Dylan off the screen. Across the right, Hall fires it high. Good stop, turned away. Up at the top, Dylan. Down the right side, Hall. It's going to be a slashing to Lalonde. That whistled wide. Australia will get it back off the back of the net. Down the right side to the top. Tanabe off the wall to Hall. On the right side, fires it off the goaltender. Rebounds there for the taking. Narby can't quite get the steal. Poland across half. So bounce over top of the shoulder of Chase Richardson, landing back in the corner. 20 seconds to go. The goaltender, Deshawn, getting involved in the corner. Good spin there. That was Mason Chloe's trying to break out. He'll be forced to give it up, though. Poland getting it back in the offensive zone. 55 seconds left in their penalty kill. And it's safe to say, assuming that they can hold on here for a little bit longer. In fact, I'm going to wait 40 seconds to say this stat to avoid the commentator's curse. He'll go into the corner. Down the left side. Spinning his way through. Firing it high. Poland gets the shorthanded goal. Not their first either. Ty Hansen with a blast from up high. Still 29 seconds left on the penalty kill. And no matter how the rest of this penalty kill goes for Poland, it's safe to say that their 33% penalty kill going into tonight is sure to be going up, as they have killed off the vast, or all of their power penalties so far on the game against Australia. Still 20 seconds to go. Poland gets it off the draw, stuck in the corner. Dillon playing some tough defense. Back along the wall. Australia being given back the ball. Deshawn on the right side. Spivey on the attack. Walks in, takes it right on goal. Has to turn back out. Back across the zone. Saw Mura on the shot, goes low. Johnstone. Heading back the other way. Jacoby Lalonde. Johnstone in between the pipes for Poland has now surpassed 50 saves on the game. Diving for it, goes high. Say took a step in the crease, won't count. 7 minutes still left to go. Chloe's down the right. Back on the outside. Jensky at the top. They're going to try and set something up at the top. Across the floor on the right side. Spivey can't hold on. Heading back the other way. Spivey off the screen. One shot in. Nearly picked back up. It'll roll back along the boards. Picked up by Spivey. Fresh shot clock for Australia. Back to the stop. Dredgia. On the left side. Saw Mira across the zone. Trying to set up. On the other side, Dredgia. Fires it on. He'll score. And it'll come right after the power play. Australia gets their second. Salikin in the draw. Chloe's. Pinned by Salikin. So end up rolling over the half line and down the right side. Chase Richardson in on the attack. Trying to get something going on the fast break. He'll end up spinning back out. Taking it back down the left. Up at the top. Across the floor. Picked up by Daniel Gutnick. The captain for Poland firing it on. Stopped by Deshawn. Picked up down low by Australia. Narby trying to break out. Long pass. Cross half to Nathan Honeyfield. On the left side. Picked up along the wall. Eddie Franz with it. Walking down the right side. Osadchuk. Gonna wait at the half line. About a little over 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 8 goals the lead for Poland as they try to pick up their first win of the 2026 World Juniors. Down the left. Up to the top. Salikin cuts across the right. He won't get it. Hahn goes across, fires it high. It'll get stopped as it looks like we'll be heading into our media break here. 5:03 to go in the fourth quarter. 10-2 for Poland over Australia. You're watching the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Brooks, Alberta. So we'll get back underway here. Australia taking it down the left side. They'll be on the attack. Deregian up at the top. Hall down the right side. Spivey cutting across Hall. Picked off on the steal. Cooper Ganch with a rush down the right. He's all alone, only one man to beat. Sends it high, won't beat him. Deshaun giving him a whack afterwards as well. Back in the corner. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Back up the zone on the right side. Salikin with it. Narby at the top, down the right, Sawamura. Across the zone, Narby. Right over to Hall again. Cutting across was Sawamura. Couldn't hit his stick as Poland tries to break out. Picked up by Sawamura. 3-second shot clock. Needs to fire, he will. Good stop by Johnstone. Sawamura gets it back. Australia with a fresh shot clock down the right side. Fabian Hall has one of 2 of Australia's goals. This one stopped in front. Heavy hit. Able to stay on his feet after that one was Coda Tran. Poland trying to rush down the right. Wyatt Bauer trying to get the pick up in the corner. Getting some help from his captain, Gutnick. Ten seconds to go. Gutnick getting caught up high by a hit by Narby, who's going to give him a few more for the road as well as he heads off to the box. .3:12 to go in the quarter. Narby sitting 2 minutes for slashing. Or no. They're going to give him a little bit longer than that. He'll get a 4. We'll have to see what the call ends up being. The initial ruling on the floor was a slash. Daniel Gutnick And it looks like Narby's just going to get 2 slashing minor penalties, which is interesting as it is a 5-on-4. Poland shooting it across. Heading back the other way, Higgins. Cutting his way in, the captain for Australia, going high. Johnstone on the stop. Back along the outside. Luke Spivey. Jaregian. Back along the wall. Over to Fabian Hall. Cutting his way through, Spivey. Sends it high, he'll score. Australia adds 1 more. And it was a nice shot by Spivey through the contact right at the top of the crease. Able to get it off without going into it. Sending it over top of the shoulder of Johnstone. From that angle, you can really get a good look at the footwork that was required to stay out of the crease. And it was real close a few times there. Here's a chance for Poland on the attack. Deshaun jumps on top of it. Heading back the other way. Deshaun going at it with Chase Richardson behind the play on the left side. Back along the wall. Tanabe to Dillon. Back to Tanabe on the left side. A little under 2 minutes to go in the final quarter. Tanabe whistles this one on. Picked up as Poland tries to run the other way. 90 seconds to go. Poland still on the power play. Will be for the rest of the game if they can't score. To the top. Back along the wall. Salikin resetting with Lalonde at the top. Cross the zone. Firing this one over top of the net. Nathan Gutnick.
Last minute of play in the fourth quarter.
Down the left side. This one shot over top. On the left side, Jaregian. Spivey. Back behind the goal. Going for a run for it. A long pass over half. We'll see Poland choosing to just waste down this shot clock as it looks just about exact with the game clock. Poland up to the top. Down the right side they go, 10 seconds. Choosing to just walk this one back around, running a little circle around the offensive zone as it will expire. Poland picks up their first win of the World Juniors with a final score of 10-3 over Australia. And we've got the Loading Lacrosse Players of the Game, sponsored by SportSide Source for Sports. Coming up in just a little bit here after the handshake lineup. And then the playing of the Polish national anthem. Australia moving to a record of 0-3 after a hard-fought battle, as Deshaun leads his team down the lineup. Johnstone on the other side. we'll see Australia heading over to their restraining line on the left side. Poland doing the same on the right. As we will get ready to go here.
The loading lacrosse players of the game presented by SportSide, source for sports. Today's player of the game for Australia, number 5, Jack Higgins.
And it's going to be the captain for Australia, Jack Higgins, getting the player of the game for his side. The defender doing an excellent job.
Player of the game for Poland, number 11, Luke Salikin.
Luke Salikin getting it done for Poland. Had 6 total points on the night. 1 goal and 5 assists. A big game for him. And with that, we'll get ready for the playing of the Polish national anthem.
Those of you that are able, we ask you now to please rise, remove your hat for the playing of the national anthem of Poland.
All right, that'll do it for the first game here at Day 4 of the 2026 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. And next up, we've got the big one coming up at 8 p.m. Canada and the U.S. will get underway. Make sure to tune in for that. But for now, make sure to have yourself a good night.